Shalom, call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, by Hashem in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I'm going to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. Though you may look like the heathen nations, you're scattered amongst the heathen nations, as you see on this chart right here, are the nations starting from 2 all the way down. Those are the heathen nations. Also, if your lineage, your seed line, goes back to these tribes right here through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with this word and this truth, you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, when the child. This does apply to you, are Israelites, though you may look like the heathen nations due to the scattering of these people on this chart right here. So you're going to have Israelites that look like the heathen nations, but they're Israelites by blood. If you can receive it. To the few Aquafas, you sisters that do listen, learn, Shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to, Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as you see on this chart right here, you combine, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. And I got a clip, that I was going through it, these the home, on this YouTube, and then I accidentally clicked this, but then I figured I could do a video on it, but it's going into the top most dangerous cities in America for this year. So I'm gonna play like a little bit of it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing for time's sake. I'm on limited time. Then I'm gonna get some scriptures, and Yahweh Ratazaz is edifying.
As Greenland and Samoa, the least murdery country. There's a handful of small countries where nobody got murdered last year, and then Japan, where hardly anybody gets murdered ever. I guess they don't have guns there. Today in America, you have about a 1 in 20,000 chance of being murdered. But that number is much higher if you live in the cities we're going to talk about. So, lock your doors as we go through America's Murder Capitals 2020. Alright, let's get started here. First up on our murder capital tour of the U.S. is Newark, New Jersey. Here in Newark, there were a total of 75 murders, which may or may not sound like a lot, but for a city of 282,000 people, that's a lot. For perspective, the entire state of West Virginia only had 67. You have a 1 in 3,000 chance of being killed in Newark every year. And get this, that's actually way down from the peak in 1960. That means Newark is safer now more than ever, and it's still really bad here. Apparently, they've been cracking down here in Newark, with aid coming from the FBI, State Attorney's Office, and New Jersey State Police. Newark PD has even resorted to providing haircuts for kids for school, giving away turkeys and coats along with school supplies to quell the violence. But the kids aren't the ones shooting people. If you don't want to get killed, stay in the north and east parts of Newark. If you want to be killed, then go to the south and west parts of Newark. Downtown is apparently better, but still nowhere near safe. Outside of Camden, Trenton, Atlantic City, and Patterson, the rest of the state's pretty safe, since, as a whole, New Jersey's the 5th safest state in the U.S. Where are we heading next? Let's follow this paramedic to Kansas City, Missouri, aka KCMO, aka KC Ghetto, at least in some parts. Here in Kansas City, Missouri, there were 137 murders last year. That's more than the whole state of Massachusetts. What's going on here, people? It's getting worse here, at least lately. Last year, the city nearly broke a record for murders, which it had set 2 years prior. And just about every single murder is unsolved, meaning the perps are still on the streets here. The KCPD has been urged to put more homicide detectives on the streets and develop a witness protection program to make it easier for people to come forward with leads. Just as I was writing this, a mass shooting in Kansas City was at the top of the news. I think they said this happened at a Kansas City Chiefs celebration party. Why does sports bring out the worst in people? 2/3 of those killed in Kansas City were black males, contributing to Missouri's #1 ranking for black homicide victimization. Don't worry, Missouri, we'll be back again to visit you again before the end of this video. But for now, we heard some gunshots, so we're going to go en route to the city of Memphis. Here in Memphis, there were 191 murders. What the? That's more than the whole state of Wisconsin in a year. And it's getting worse here, too. 2 years ago, Memphis saw 180 people get killed, and then last year it was 187. It's so bad here in Memphis that officials are calling it a crisis. You think? The Justice Department now has a plan to solve problems in places like Memphis. It's called Operation Relentless Pursuit. It's going to involve more money, officers, and technology, and syncing databases to try to figure out a way to catch these killers. If you're watching this from another country, well, yes, the United States has some really terrible, scary places, but nothing like countries like Venezuela, where 8% of all murders happen worldwide. Mexico saw 6% of the world's murders last year. Colombia had 6% of the world.
And what you notice is all those places that he's naming, okay? Who dwells there? Is you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, or Native Americans. These are all places, your places, okay? This is Deuteronomy. It goes back to the curses, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. I always start, actually, Deuteronomy 28 and I always start at 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And there shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. And what you see in that video is this playing out. This Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. And that's what you see going on throughout you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans communities. Is this one thing. And this whole chapter, if you go start from the 15th verse, goes into the curses. That's what you Israelites are going through right now. Okay? To this day. That's what shows you this shows the sign of who the people are. Okay? And that's where you get your so-called black on black, so-called Latino on Latino, so-called Native American on Native American crime from. It goes back to the curses. But at the end of the day, not only does it go back to the curses, but Esau, okay, he he puts guns, he puts dope, okay? He set up these celebrities to promote, so-called black, okay, culture on our people. So what does he promote? He promotes just those things, okay? This Psalms 51 and 8, it says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yeah, in heart ye work wickedness. Yeah, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, okay? Who was that? Esau, Edom, the wicked, the so-called white race, okay? They're the Edomites, okay? And they're behind all the wickedness and violence on the earth. If you go into Revelation 6 and 4, it says that they were that red, they're that red horse that said that will take peace from the earth, man. And that's what they've done, okay? And they really, put black culture on you Israelites to keep you going off and to keep you at each other's throats, because they know that, like it says in the scriptures, a house divided against itself cannot stand. They know that. That's how it's so easy for Esau to have his way with you tribes, because you're divided, okay? And he set this whole thing up. Okay, he's behind all the violence, Bear with me real quick. Because if you go to the characteristics of Jacob and Esau, was Jacob, as you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Esau, as I always say, is the Caucasian race, okay? So-called white race. This Genesis 24. I always start 21. It says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her wombs, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. That's you so-called white people, because if you put a white shirt on, okay, and you look at a so-called white man with a white shirt on, he does not match his shirt. Just like if you so-called Negroes was to put a so-called, put a black shirt on, like, you will not match that black shirt, no matter how dark you are. The darkest Israelite still won't match a black shirt, okay? Because that was the narrative that these Edomites created to hide who they were, okay? But they really read according to the scriptures. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. His name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 60 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, man. And that's all Jake does, man. Jake like to chill, okay? They don't want to start nothing with nobody, okay? But us being in this captivity and Esau, setting all these things up to snare our people, okay? Let me get a scripture real quick. Yep. This is Proverbs 12:26. It says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. And who is the righteous? The righteous, okay, nation of Jacob and Esau is you tribes, you Israelites. You're the righteous, okay? You do got 2/3 of our people that's not righteous right now. Why? But the way of the wicked, okay, the Edomites seduceth them, okay? That's why, man. This is why you got wicked Jakes, okay? Especially within this society. That's why you see the people in our condition that they're in. Okay, because black culture, who created black culture? The Edomites created black culture. That's why you see, okay, our people killing each other, drugs, guns, and all that. Because it goes back to the curses, but it also goes back to Esau programming our people to be that way. Okay? And like that's why it says in Revelation the 12th chapter, how he accused us to our power day and night. He'll basically, cry, complain to our power and say, look at your people. You call these people the righteous people. You call this, is this the faithful city? Okay, that's what he does. Look what they're doing. They're drug addicts. They're whores. Okay, they look what they eat. Look what they got. This is all this things that you see with our people going on with our people that's going off. Okay, that's what these Edomites do. But our people, majority of our people, got that from you Edomites, because you were behind that, man. That's why Habakkuk 2 and 15 says this. It says, the woe, which I always say is death and destruction, unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness, man. So it's saying, okay, destruction unto you, man. To you Edomites, man. All you heathens, because you all came together to make this happen. You all came together to keep our people confused and docile in the head, man. Having them believe all these different philosophies besides what they really are, man. Okay? That's why I'm saying woe to you, man. Destruction to you. Okay? That's what's coming. This is why you're seeing judgment being brought on the earth. This is why you're seeing the plagues from ancient Egypt as before is on this Egypt, because of what you did to the Israelites, man. Okay?
World's murders. Brazil had 4% and South Africa had 3%. And here's a troubling stat. 400,000 people were murdered worldwide last year. That's more than died from drowning.
Not to forget that you also keep Jake. Here it is, we built, America, but you'll keep Jake, you'll put all these stumbling blocks before Jake. When Jake try to get like a decent job, to provide living, a legit, this society will call legit living, okay? And this is society But you'll set up all these stumbling blocks or these different, techniques to keep Jake from getting, jobs that an average Edomite will get. Okay? That's another thing you've done. Okay? So let's go back.
Twice as many people, or 800,000, killed themselves last year. If you live in certain Baton Rouge neighborhoods, you might feel like you're in a foreign country. That's because you have a 1 in 2,800 chance of being murdered if you live here. 83 people were homicide victims last year, which was actually down from 2017 when 105 people were killed. That's a lot. This person lives in Baton Rouge and she had some poignant things to say. Crime, violence, mental health issues, racism. I can count on two hands the people worth the investment of a long-term relationship. I hated moving there as a child, and I fully loathe the place now. Louisiana can literally break off and float out into the Gulf, and I wouldn't care, except I hope Baton Rouge was the first to drown.
But the point being is, you Edomites, you're the real niggas, man. Okay? Nobody surpassed you Edomites. Okay? Just go through our history, man. Nobody surpassed you Edomites in murder, okay? Robbery and theft, man. Nobody surpassed you in that. You, okay, Jake might do these things, but you'll go to whole countries, okay, bomb them, lie about it, okay? This steal their resources, man. You're the real nigga, man. Jake is just imitating what you do. They're envying the oppressor, like the scriptures say not to do, okay? But things is just gonna get worse, okay? You think this is bad? We in a time now where it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Okay? It's gonna get real bad. It's already bad now, as I always said earlier. This 2 Ezra 5:1 says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, man. Okay, because this is the time we live in. That's going into basically the famine of the word, man. You people, you tribes out there that, despise this word, don't think it's nothing, okay, of meaning to you. Okay, this is gonna be you, man. Okay? You despise wisdom, okay? You despise this word. That's what's gonna happen. They cut this internet down. You got the disease outbreak out here. Okay? The economy's about to collapse, which the disease outbreak is tied to that, alongside the wars and rumors of wars, the locusts eating up the crops, famines. Okay? All this is going to get you in great number. You people are starting to bug out now. Okay? You don't understand why, things is going left like they are. Okay? But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. So these in the cities where you see all the crimes, just getting worse and worse year by year, it's just gonna get worse, man. From here, it's just gonna continue to get worse. It's gonna get so bad all the way up to the point where the nuclear missiles hit this place. Okay, till this place is destroyed, man. So this is gonna get worse. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. Okay, you might see the ghettos, they all slummed up where Jake dwell at, but real soon the whole entire cities where you people are gonna go at, it's gonna be ghettos. Okay, it's gonna be grass, growing out the streets. It's gonna be that scene, type of scene. What you see in these apocalyptic movies. It's gonna be like that, man. Okay, but the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. Let me skip down. Actually, and blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, man. It says, even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. Okay? And the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall hear all the voice thereof. There shall be confusion also in many places, and fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And this is being fulfilled, man. All these things is coming upon this earth. People don't understand why it's happening. All they can say is there's biblical events going on. Okay? You got, animals. You look up coyotes in the cities, and all these different animals, they're now in these neighborhoods now. Okay, Chicago, you just had a not too long ago, you just had a kid, I believe. He got bit by a coyote. Okay, in Chicago. You know? It says, and salt waters shall be found in sweet, and all friends shall, and the salt waters shall be found in sweet. Is basically you're gonna have people that have some of the truth, but they ain't gonna have all of it. You're gonna have people, you're gonna have Israelites that know the names, but they ain't gonna know, you know, uh 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 they're gonna have half the name. They're gonna have Yahweh, but they ain't gonna know have Yahweh shot. You gonna get the point. It's gonna be half truth, half, mistruth. Okay? And all friends shall destroy one another, like you see in these inner cities, man. Jake, the so-called black on black, Latino on Latino, Native American on Native American. It's gonna get worse, man. The love of many, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many is gonna wax cold, like it says in Matthew 24:12. Okay? Then shall wit hide itself. Who? The prophets. Okay, there's wisdom. And understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, because the Lord's going to what? He's going to hide and cover his elect. He's not going to let his elect, get caught up in what's about to happen. Okay? And shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. And that's just going to get worse, because when people don't have answers, they just going to spiral even more out of control. One man shall also ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. And at that same time shall men hope, but nothing attain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Okay? So these people going to do everything, to keep up in these times, but they ain't going to be able to do it, man. They're not going to prosper in their ways, because it's not of Yahweh Shem Shah. They despise wisdom. So the Lord's going to give them over to their own devices, like it says in Proverbs, the first, and I believe the 27th verse, I believe. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Okay? But if you have the elect in a great multitude, the 1/3, you're going to be covered in these times. You ain't got to worry about what the rest of these people are about to go through. If you continue, okay, and Yahweh Shem Shah, if you wait on Yahweh Shem Shah. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra 2, and it's going to get worse, man. It's already getting worse. And 24, abide still, my people, Israel, right? Take thy rest, for thy quietness still come. Nourish thy children, O thou good nurse, establish their feet. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish. For I will require them from among thy number. Be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, like it said in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, right? But thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen is going to talk, it's talking about these actual heathens, and you're going to have 2/3 of our people, because right now, okay, they're considered heathen. They might be Israelites in the flesh or by blood, but right now they're walking in the ways of the heathen. So the Lord's going to give them the same judgment as he's going to give these heathens judgment. Okay? They're going to partake of the judgment of the heathen. Right? It says, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall not be able to do nothing against thee, said the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. Okay? So, if you have the elect, okay, you're going to be covered in these times. You ain't got to worry about what these people are about to go through. Okay? But if you fall out, you go back into the world with these people, you ain't going to be covered in that time. Okay? But really, like I said, it always comes down to the elect. Okay? That's all the Lord's looking for, and he's coming for, and he's going to protect in these times. Okay? So, yeah, that was just a real quick lesson I wanted to put out. Call Halal La Yahweh by Shem Shah. Shalom to the elect. Abba Baba, Abba Baba, Abba Ha Ayabia, Abba Ha Ayabia. Kwame Yasharala. Shalom to the elect.